Before we begin this powerful story, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We share real stories that inspire, teach, and stay with you. Your support helps us keep them going. Jacob continued on his journey and came to the land of the eastern peoples. There he saw a well in the open country, with 3 flocks of sheep lying near it. The flocks were watered from that well, and a large stone covered the mouth of the well. When all the flocks were gathered, the shepherds would roll the stone away, water the sheep, and return the stone to its place. Jacob asked the shepherds, "Where are you from?" They answered, "We are from Haran." "Do you know Laban, the grandson of Nahor?" Jacob asked. "Yes, we know him," they replied. "Is he well?" Jacob asked. "Yes, he is. And look, here comes his daughter Rachel with the sheep." Jacob said, "The sun is still high. It is not time for the flocks to be gathered. Water the sheep and take them back to pasture." But they said, "We cannot until all the flocks are gathered, and the stone is rolled away from the mouth of the well." While he was still talking, Rachel came with her father's sheep. She was a shepherd. When Jacob saw Rachel, he went over and rolled the stone away and watered the flock for her. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. He told her he was a relative of her father and a son of Rebekah. She ran and told her father. As soon as Laban heard, he hurried to meet Jacob, embraced him, kissed him, and brought him to his home. There Jacob told him everything. Then Laban said, "You are my own flesh and blood." Jacob marries Leah and Rachel. After Jacob had stayed a month, Laban said, "Should you work for me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." Laban had 2 daughters, Leah, the older, and Rachel, the younger. Leah had weak eyes, but Rachel was beautiful. Jacob loved Rachel, so he said, "I will work for you 7 years in return for your younger daughter, Rachel." Laban agreed. So Jacob worked 7 years, but they seemed like only a few days because of his love for her. Then Jacob said, "Give me my wife. My time is completed." So Laban brought together all the people and held a feast. But when evening came, he gave his daughter Leah to Jacob, and Jacob spent the night with her. Laban gave his servant Zilpah to Leah. When morning came, there was Leah. So Jacob said to Laban, "What have you done? I served you for Rachel. Why did you deceive me?" Laban said, "It is not our custom to give the younger before the older. Finish this bridal week. Then we will give you Rachel also, if you work another 7 years." Jacob agreed. He finished the week with Leah and then married Rachel. Laban gave Rachel his servant, Bilhah. Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah and worked for Laban another 7 years. Jacob's children begin. When the Lord saw that Leah was not loved, he enabled her to conceive. But Rachel remained childless. Leah gave birth to a son and named him Reuben. She said, "The Lord has seen my misery." She gave birth again and named him Simeon, because the Lord heard that she was not loved. She had another son and called him Levi, saying, "Now my husband will be attached to me." Then she gave birth to Judah and said, "This time I will praise the Lord." Then she stopped having children. When Rachel saw she was not bearing children, she became jealous of Leah. She said to Jacob, "Give me children or I'll die." Jacob became angry and said, "Am I in the place of God, who has kept you from having children?" Then Rachel said, "Here is my servant, Bilhah. Sleep with her so I can have children through her." So Jacob slept with Bilhah. She became pregnant and bore him a son. Rachel said, "God has vindicated me." So she named him Dan. Bilhah had another son. And Rachel said, "I have had a great struggle with my sister." So she named him Naphtali. When Leah saw she had stopped having children, she gave her servant Zilpah to Jacob. Zilpah bore a son. And Leah said, "What good fortune." So she named him Gad. Zilpah bore another son, and Leah said, "How happy I am." So she named him Asher. During wheat harvest, Reuben found some mandrakes and brought them to Leah. Rachel said, "Please, give me some of your son's mandrakes." Leah said, "Wasn't it enough you took my husband? Now you want my son's mandrakes." Rachel said, "Jacob can sleep with you tonight if I get the mandrakes." So Jacob came in from the fields, and Leah went out to meet him. "You must sleep with me," she said. "I hired you with my son's mandrakes." So he slept with her, and God listened to Leah. She gave birth to a fifth son and named him Issachar. Then she had a sixth son and named him Zebulun. Later she bore a daughter and named her Dinah. Then God remembered Rachel. He listened to her and opened her womb. She gave birth to a son and said, "God has taken away my disgrace." She named him Joseph and said, "May the Lord add another son, Jacob's flocks." Increase. After Rachel gave birth to Joseph, Jacob said to Laban, "Send me on my way, so I can go back to my homeland. Give me my wives and children, for whom I have served you." Laban said, "I have learned by divination that the Lord has blessed me because of you. Name your wages, and I will pay." Jacob said, "You know how I have served you, and how your livestock has fared. The Lord has blessed you since I came. But when can I do something for my own household?" Laban asked. "What shall I give you?" Jacob said, "Don't give me anything. Let me go through your flocks, remove every speckled or spotted sheep, and every dark-colored lamb. That will be my wages." Laban agreed. But that same day, he removed all the streaked and spotted male goats, and all the speckled and spotted female goats, and put them in care of his sons. Then he put a 3-day journey between himself and Jacob. Jacob stayed and tended the rest of Laban's flocks. He took branches from poplar and almond trees and peeled white streaks in them. He placed the branches near the watering troughs. When the flocks came to drink and mate, they mated in front of the branches and bore young that were streaked or speckled. Jacob set the young animals apart and did not let them mix with Laban's animals whenever the stronger females were in heat. Jacob placed the branches in the troughs, but when the weak ones came, he did not place them there. So the weak animals went to Laban, and the strong ones to Jacob. In this way, Jacob grew exceedingly prosperous and came to own large flocks, male and female servants, camels and donkeys,